So moving on to the other section. So I'm gonna texture this gold plate. Right, so start with a base material, which is probably the gold. It's gold pure. And this has a color in rough and metal. So decrease some metal like 0.9 to 9.5, and base color can be a little bit darker, although we'll be adding few more layers on top. But yeah, so this is the base, and adding another fill layer. Turn up the height and lower, and base color will be something that more darker, just like the steer. Same procedure. This can be a bit more simple since it covers the less area, and that will be most likely covers by the stencil. Something like this, and adding black mask, then adding fill layer, and then I use a similar grunges, but something different. So previously I was using this one. Maybe I'm using this other one. And this is what the mask looks like. So I'll be increase the scale to maybe 3, maybe 2. It's a little bit hard to see, so I maybe darken it up. Something like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna use a stencil at this point. So since the stencil covers the most of the area, right? So adding another fill layer, and this layer won't need anything but just height. We're actually adding color as temporary, so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so base color can be a black for now, and height, since it's gonna be bumps up, I'll be maybe like 1. Okay, and adding black mask, and then adding another paint layer, so I can paint on this layer. Okay, so I'll be start painting on this wider area, which is this section here. So hit 3 to bring up the stencil brush, like projection brush, and then go to a texture, and I'm gonna use this one for my paint. So tiling mode, I wanna tiling like vertically. So if I scale it down, I can still see them like repeating on the V. So I can make it smaller, and then just paint it over so that I can cover the entire area. Okay, so stencils are done. I'm gonna make some grunges on top. So create another fill layer and turn off the height and normal and make the dark color and with rougher materials and then less metallic. So something like this. And then black mask and generator. So this time I'm gonna use the metal edgeware. This is very powerful generator. So it creates a really nice edge worn like almost instantly with a single click. And if I import it, this is what I got. So well, I don't really have details for this ornament, which I will get through the anchor point. So before I do that, I will adjust some properties. Maybe I should plug in the anchor point first. So just a click add anchor point, and in edgeware, micro height, go anchor point, and then stencil flower mask, which is this pattern here. And second steps, it will be under micro details, and then just check this on. So micro height and force it through, and it will recognize that normal bump details, and then apply to this mask. So I get this. Yeah, and then adjust these properties, so I can get a bit more or less wear, and some contrast if I need. Where I will adding another fill layer, and then using other grunge. So let's say something very messy. And then I'm gonna just subtract this out. So I will firstly increase some scale, and then increase some contrast really high, and then subtract this out. So subtract, and this is what I got. And I can also adjust the value. So not 100, but maybe 75 or even 50. Yeah, I mean, it's really just playing with these values. So just a matter of time, really. Yeah, something like this. It's maybe a little too dark, so I will lower this down to actually a bit higher, and then actually roll down the layer itself. So maybe something like this will do. Yeah, and move on to other stuff. So quickly click this brass one, and then go to materials and brass pure. Same as gold. It's nothing special here, just color and then roughness and metallic. So start with a simple fill layer, and same deal. Just go with the similar color. Bit darker and bit rougher and less metallic. And black mask, and then just a We'll go with the fill layer and just go with the cloud. And then create another fill layer, and then maybe do another layer of the material relation. So base color would be something dark and metallic, and then also the loft. Then another would be a bit different type. Maybe I can go with the galvanic one. So see how it's look. Okay, and then another fill layer, and this time will be dirt, so just black and then a loft and less metallic, and black mask, then go with generator, and I can try metal edgeware. So this is very powerful generator that has, or not a lot of a slider, but it does its job. Okay, I think it's fine. I move on to the leather. Okay, so the leather, I already paint some displacement from the ZBrush. So I have this some sort of basic leather patterns here. Means that I only will need a place some colors and then some roughness as well. So this is the leather, and I want to make something like this very rough materials. So this would be my base color, and then there's some lighter color, some other like yellowish color as well, and then some warm area. So there's multiple layers. So basic layer created, and then no metallic. Yeah, and this layer will just color and then loft. So base color will be something like this, maybe a little bit more saturated. And then can be a little bit rougher. And then the second layer also no normal or anything, just the color and the loft. And base color can be a little bit darker. And then create a black mask, and then a fill layer, and create another grunge material. So it's very messy, it's really hard to notice, so which means that any grunge will works. Okay, and then another layer. This time will be the edge one. So I will create another layer with the really bright color. Create black mask and then generator this time. I'll be using Vector Edgeware. So I get this. So I'll be making it a little bit indented. So this area is supposed to be like damaged, like scratched off. So the height wise a little bit less than the surrounded area. Yeah, and then again, just tweak the slider because it's currently just a little bit too perfect. Create another fill layer and then so I can try multiply or something to break up some these perfect edges. Yeah, and then another fill layer and try create some dirt layer this time. So I mean the default like generator does this great job, so it looks already pretty good enough. Let's see if I can adjust some properties to make it look a little bit better. Yeah, so the leather part seems okay. I mean, I can still paint some extra layer and then break up a bit more, but let's see how it's gonna looks like in render. So before I export out the textures, I want to add one last layer, the stir area, which will be the cavities. I did add some on occlusion and then dirt layers, but still doesn't feel enough. So I'll be creating extra layer for that. So create new layer and then change color to black and then a bit rougher and also somewhat metallic. And black mask and then a generator. Yeah, what I need is just a simple like cavity. So I'll just go and then go mask editor. And under curvature, increase to the 1, and then I'm gonna use a edges to cavities. Right, so this is what I got. Then I wanna add another fill layer and plug in one of the grunge map. So something like this. And then play with the slider. So increase scale and then increase the brightness and contrast. And then change this to subtract. Yeah, so from this point, I will keep adjusting the slider until I get what I want. Yeah, so this kind of thing was what I wanted, and see if overall those cavities works well. And those kind of area has quite like straight lines created, so I can add some paint to break them up. Okay, so armor painting stage is done. This is basically the first pass, and it depends on how the render will be. It might come back and then adjust the value, but for now, I will export these textures out. So go File and Export Textures. And then output directory will be my project directories, which is journal arc and source images. I already created a substance texture, so this will be my export folder. Select that. And then output template. This is basically presets, which I will be using the Arnold AI standard. So I can simply choose Arnold AI standard, which is this one. File type, it really doesn't matter too much, but just personal preferences. I will be using TIFF mostly. Yeah, and then rest should be good. So just save settings and export. So all the textures are exported, and check open output directories and just check the texture if they looks correct. Alright, so yeah, we'll try test render with these textures.